see with these things. They gotta go. I know that one person's here, but I want to wait and see someone else comes or things like that. I feel really weird just sitting here not talking yet. But I just want to wait for people to come in, which now we have 3. 2. I don't know if you guys can see how many people are here. And we are going to end up hearing the air conditioner going because I'm in Alabama and it's 72 degrees and it's set to come on at 72, I guess. I don't know what Jeff set it at, but I don't mess with it. But it's 72 outside. But I don't know. Let's see. Is the chat working, or have any of you tried it yet? Because I have not. It's working for me, but that doesn't mean it's going to be working for you guys. I know the first time I had tried doing a live in a few years, it did not work that first time. So I want to make sure it works before I really get going. Because I would hate for you guys not to be able to talk back. That would be so bad to me anyway. Yes, it's working. Good. Okay. I don't know how many are going to be coming. I know that one of the ladies had sent me an email and said that she may not make it because she's been sick. So please keep Donna in prayer because she's not been feeling well. I don't know if she's going to be able to be here today or not, but she wanted to be able to join us, but she may not be able to. But she said she wanted to watch the replay, which is fine too. But I don't really want to get started quite yet because I do want to give some people some time, because I know sometimes YouTube doesn't let people know as soon as, it goes live, or they may not just see the notification. They may not have their notifications on, like the sound on. They may just have it where it's silent and it just pops up. So, how have you guys been doing? We've been doing okay, other than our washing machine died. Finally, it died. It had been giving me problems since about a year after I purchased it. Don't tell, but I'm at work watching. Oh, Kim, don't get in trouble. Do not get in trouble. Not because you can always come back. I'm going to have it on its own playlist. It will always be on its own playlist. But I want everybody to be able to, participate. But I guess I could go ahead and I don't have kids right now. Oh, okay. So you're okay. You're kind of on a break. Are you in like your planning hour? I don't know if they give you guys an hour. I know my sister in her school, I think they have like 45-minute planning period every day or something. I don't know exactly how they do it, but she's a TA, I think is what she does. But I guess we can go ahead and get started, and then if someone comes in, we can kind of catch them up. But a couple weeks ago, whenever I had finally said this is when I need to do this, I finally felt like it was time to start the Bible studies on here. We had talked, if that's what you want to call it. I don't have a classroom because I travel from school to school. Yeah. Nobody needs you right now. That means you get a break, just a little break. That's okay. But whenever I talked to you guys about it, we had decided to study women of the Bible. Now, most likely, we're going to talk about the places they lived, the men they were around, and things like that. It's not just going to be talking about the women, but a lot of the times, whenever you start a Bible study about the women of the Bible, it usually starts with Eve or Sarah or Rebecca or Mary, Jesus' mother, or Mary Magdalene, or, Mary and Martha, the sisters, or it's about the Proverbs 31 woman. That's who normally gets the attention, or Ruth or Esther. All wonderful women, all did wonderful things, but I didn't want to start with what you would call the main characters, I guess, or main people. Why are the dogs barking? I didn't want to start with the main people in the Bible, the main ladies, because they get a lot of attention. And I wanted to start with some of the simple ones that you might not think about, because they're just not brought out as much in sermons. They're not brought out as much in Bible studies, and they're not talked about a lot. So this time, for today, I wanted to start with someone who some of you may not have even heard of. I wanted to start with Dorcus. She's also known as Tabitha. And she is famous for a couple of things, but you really don't think about her whenever you think about a main person that did great things in the Bible. So do any of you guys know what Dorcas did without looking? Do you know what Dorcas did, or what Dorcas is known for, kind of? And I have loads of stuff over here. I don't know if I can show you guys. Not the loads of laundry. Yes, I have. Hopefully I'm ready. I don't know. I don't know if I'm ready. But do any of you guys know what Dorcas did? Without looking her up, I messed up my camera. So let's see if I can fix it back. It may be messed up bad. I don't know. Fix. But Dorcas can be found in Acts 9:36 through 39. That's it. That's all that I know of that she can be found in the Bible. Just a very short passage. And I wanted to start by reading it to you guys. And I know, like I had said last week, that not everybody likes the same version of the Bible. And like we said, we're going to agree to disagree. I know I have family that only believe one version. I have lots of versions. I read lots of versions. So I'm going to read from different versions. But I wanted to bring this one out because it is a cultural study Bible. Let me see if I can. It's got the cultural backgrounds. If it's going to focus. Can you focus? Maybe? No. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I wanted to bring this one out because it does have the cultural backgrounds in it. And it has all of these notes at the bottom of the Bible. So I thought that might help me a little bit. And also, I wanted to say, I'm not here to teach you guys. I want us to talk back and forth if we can. And I know there's not many here right now, but maybe some more will come in and we can talk. And I think I probably should have put the scripture down in the description, but I didn't, but I will when I'm done. I'm learning to figure this stuff out. But I did want to read about Dorcas, and this is the New King James, I think. Yes, this is the New King James. I do have other versions. If you guys want me to read it from one of the other versions after I read the passage, I will grab one of those. So I'm just going to do 36 through 39. At Joppa, there was a certain disciple named Tabitha, which is translated Dorcas. This woman was full of good works and charitable deeds, which she did. But it happened in those days that she became sick and died. When they had washed her, they laid her in an upper room. And since Lydda was near Joppa, and the disciples had heard that Peter was there, they sent 2 men to him, imploring him not to delay to come to them. Then Peter arose and went to them. When he had come, they brought him to the upper room, and all the widows stood by him weeping, showing the tunics and garments which Dorcas had made while she was with them. Well, I'm going to have to keep going to finish it. I guess I'll go to 43. But Peter, the thing is, Dorcas's name is only in those two, that amount. But Peter put them all out and knelt down and prayed, and turning to the body, he said, Tabitha, arise. And she opened her eyes, and when she saw Peter, she sat up. Then he gave her his hand and lifted her up. And when he had called the saints and widows, he presented her alive. And it became known throughout all Joppa, and many believed on the Lord. So it was that he stayed many days in Joppa with Simon, a tanner. So what she is famous for, I feel like I'm all whited out with this camera. I need to stop being distracted. Okay, let me get serious. What she is famous for is she rose from the dead because of Peter praying for her. Some say she wasn't really dead, that she was in a coma, things like that. Honestly, that part doesn't matter. What matters is she was sick, and God thought this woman is important enough to bring back from sickness, from death, from whatever. And because I believe what the Bible says, I believe she was dead. That's just my belief. But what her name means is gazelle, and there's other meanings as well. But she was remembered because she was rose from the dead because of Peter's prayer. But she also is remembered because she was a helper of the widows. She made them clothes. She took care of them. She loved on them. And that is something you don't see as much as you did in biblical times. Now, if a woman loses her husband, she is just kind of, a lot of times, just left to fend for herself. At least that is what I have seen. And we have several widows in our church, and it's like they're alone, kind of, which now they have their own little group, and it helps them. You can see that whenever they have people there for them, it helps them. But that's what she did. But I do have some more things that I brought out that I printed off to show you guys. This is where Joppa is. Let me see if I can. On the map. This is like an old biblical map. And Joppa is right there. My nails need to be redone. Please don't look at that part. Let's see if I can get it to focus properly. It's near Megiddo, or I may not be saying that right. Gaza. It's there. That's a little better, maybe. I don't know. It's right on the sea. It's not very far from the ocean. So something that Joppa was known for is it's a port town. It's a place where that people come in, and there's also another famous Bible character, a Bible person who was trying to escape something and trying to escape God, and ended up wanting to go to Joppa, or actually he was on his way to Tarshish, but he was going to stop at Joppa instead of going to Nineveh. Do we know who that was? It was Jonah. He was trying to run, but he didn't make it. The whale swallowed him up. But anyway, I want to talk about the significance of Joppa, because it's one of the oldest cities in the world, and it's mentioned several times in the New Testament. A lot of the disciples and different people went through Joppa. They weren't, since it's a port city, there was a lot of people there and a lot of things going on. So, let's see. The same with it's all, let's see. I can't read this on my own stuff. It's a seaport town in the tribe of Dan, which we know the 12 tribes, and some historians say that it's a very ancient one, even before the flood. It is now called Jaffa, Jaffa, and in the Hebrew tongue, it signifies beauty. Let's see. There was something else that I wanted to bring out about it, but I can't remember what it was. Let's see. I can't remember what it was. It'll come back to me, I guess. But anyway, with Dorcus, which is also known as Tabitha, I'd much rather be called Tabitha, but the miracle that was brought about with her being raised from the dead was something that you didn't hear about that many times in the Bible, and you don't hear about it with women very much. Well, there was a girl and then the woman, but for some reason this woman was important. And I'm getting lost here. I don't know why. I guess maybe because you guys aren't talking. I'm feeling a little, I don't know. I don't want to sound weird or whatever, but I'm not a theologian. Remember that. But anyway, Dorcas was a woman who showed her faith. She did works. Now, works is not how you get to heaven, but they are good. And we all need to do good things. And Matthew Henry says, many are full of good words who are empty and barren in good works. But Tabitha was a great doer, not a great talker. We do not talk great things, but we live them. So a lot of times we see how that people are just talking about all the stuff that they do or they don't do or this, that, and the other thing. But I've said a lot of times actions are louder than words. And that is one thing that I wanted to get to with the study of Dorcas. She was a woman of action. She went out and she helped the widows and the ones that needed help. She didn't just talk about it. She didn't talk about starting a women's ministry. She didn't talk about, starting an orphanage or anything like that. She went out and she did what she could to help the women. She's committed not only for alms, which she gave, but the alms and the deeds which she did. That's something else that Matthew Henry said. Now, another one of my favorite books is a Matthew Henry commentary. It's a commentary, not just a book. But that is one of my most favorites. I've always read from his, and I really like it. And I want to go back down to something else he said. The request which her Christian friends sent to Peter to come to them with all speed, not to attend a funeral. Now, in the Bible, it doesn't say that they were asking him to come and, come, let's celebrate her life because she's dead. Let's bury her. That is not what they were asking for in the Bible from what this says. They were asking for him to come help. Let's see what else it says. Which they had prepared her body for burial. But that is not what God had in mind for her. Let's see. People usually buried bodies before sunset, so the matter was urgent. I don't know where I was going with that, but I did. Did they mention her age at the time of her death? No, they don't. I wonder if it's in one of the commentaries or one of the books. I did. Now, these books that I have, I showed you guys all of them but one because I remembered I had another one that I had forgotten I had. Let's see. Does it say her age? No, not in that one. This book is like from the 50s. This one. This is the one I had forgotten that I had that I brought out. It's from 1955. Where did I mark? There we go. Let's see. It doesn't say her age. Okay, though the Bible does not record exact details, we can be sure that Dorcas, with her nimble fingers, stitched layettes for babies, made cloaks, robes, sandals, and other wearing apparel for poverty-stricken widows and sick and aged. Okay, that doesn't have her age on there. I don't see anywhere. And I didn't bring out a different study Bible. I only brought out the one study Bible. There, let's see. Okay, let's see if it says anything here. No, it doesn't say anything about her age. It just says she's a disciple and she helped the widows and children. Which, like I said, I actually have another book that's coming. It was supposed to already be here, but it's not here because the postal service didn't bring it. It doesn't have anything about her age, and this book has something about her like 3 or 4 times. I marked all the spots. Tabitha lived in the coastal city of Joppa. Nope. I did want to bring out what her name meant, which I did say gazelle. is what I think I said that. I don't know. But it doesn't say her age at the time of her death. Let me look at this and see if nope. Let me look it up. Which then again, we can't always, go by the internet. But sometimes we can find out truthful things on there. No, it doesn't say anything about her age. But one thing is in church that what I was just reading, that just said that Dorcas's image is in windows of the church, St. Michael's Parish Church in West Yorkshire. So, Kim, you may know more than we do about Dorcas since you're Catholic. So, I don't know, though. I'm just assuming, well, not trying to assume, but just it's a thought. I don't like to assume anything. But the reason why I wanted to bring her out is her name is only mentioned 2-3 times in the Bible. But she was important enough for one of Jesus' disciples to come and raise her from the dead. And our smallest little things that we may do for others, honestly, think about it. She was helping widows. That's a huge thing. But people may not think of that as some huge thing. She was just maybe making clothes for them and feeding them or whatever. But to her, it might have been just what she did. But that smallest little thing can be significant enough for Jesus to notice, for God to see. So in the things that you do, they're your everyday, like Kim, you going to school and helping the children. That little thing, like I've seen your videos about their mental awareness, the awareness we need about their mental states of what's going on right now with them. Those little things that you are paying attention to, I believe that you may think it's little, you may think it's big, I don't know. But you may think it's a small thing in your day, but it's a big thing to God. Any little thing that you can do, even if you're just a tiny little chapter, it could be a huge thing to someone else. So that was the main reason I wanted to talk about her. I don't know. I feel like I got all lost in everything I was saying. I feel like I don't make sense today at all, which yesterday was a whirlwind of crazy because our washing machine broke and we had to go get another one because there was no fixing it. And I didn't get to do some of the study I wanted to do yesterday, so I kind of feel like I'm unprepared some. I prepared some, but not as much as I wanted. But it doesn't even say anything about Dorcas saying anything in the Bible. She did not say one word. It doesn't say much about anything she did. But she was a widow's friend. She helped them. And that's who were mourning her death. The widows were the ones that were standing there mourning her death, not anyone else. It was just the widows there. So let me read a little bit about, let's see if this right here. Well, that says the same thing. That just says the same stuff I've already said. So there's no point in me reading that to you. That all says the same thing. Let me look at this one and see. Okay. Okay. This one right here, the Women of the Bible, the 52-week one. It says, in Joppa there was a disciple named Tabitha, which, when translated, is Dorcas, Acts 9:36. Tabitha, or Dorcas, is the only woman in Scripture to be honored with the designation of disciple. The presence of women in groups of disciples is implied many times, or at times, but Dorcas is the only woman specifically called a disciple in the Bible. That was the other thing I wanted to say about her. The word disciple has its roots in verbs that mean to learn or to follow. Those two verbs describe the activity or posture of a disciple in the New Testament. The word disciple is used 284 times in the Bible. 2 of those times occur in Isaiah, and all of the rest are found in the Gospels and in the books of Acts. The scriptures use the word, I cannot read today. The scriptures use the word almost exclusively to name someone who is a follower of Jesus. So she's the only woman who is actually called a disciple in the Bible. That was the other thing I wanted to bring out. And I don't even know why I couldn't remember that. I didn't write it down, though. That's one of my problems. I didn't write it down. But I did want to bring out that the place she lived was a port town. It was important because it's a place of, of exporting and importing, and you bring in the things and, with things like that. And it was a place where that they could get their food from and things like that. So where she lived was important. What she did was important, but it's not talked about much. And I guess the whole reason I wanted to talk about her, which I feel like I did not do it justice today, is because I wanted to bring out the fact that even the smallest mention is important whenever it comes to something in the Bible. Any little thing that's in this book, even if it's tiny, we need to pay attention to it. Even if it's only 1 or 2 verses, we need to look at the verses around it. Do not take it out of context and pay attention, because her everyday life that she was doing to help others is the one thing that stood out that made her be mentioned in the Bible. And I mean, I don't know. That's really what I wanted to bring out, is we need to be careful whenever we think we're not significant, because even our little things are significant to God. No matter what it is, no matter how big or small, it is significant to God, and we need to do our works according to His word and for Him. So I feel like I didn't do very well today, but I guess I'm going to go, because I don't really know what else to say about her, and there's not many here anymore. There wasn't many here in the beginning, but maybe on the replay you guys can comment and let me know, what you think. Hopefully next time I will be better with this, but like I said, I just wanted to bring out somebody who normally nobody talks about, and I just don't feel like I did very well. But maybe in the comments I can answer questions a little better than what I did. And this thing is just got me all kind of weird there. That's better. Maybe. I don't know. It doesn't even matter. But I hope you guys have a great day, and I'm going to go for now. Thank you guys so much for watching. And remember, don't take any wooden nickels, and be sweet.